Hello everybody, this is Sonia. Now I'm coming in here today because I'm going to show you do the tutorial on the little teapot that I said that I would show you how to make. Now you'll need a bead, right? A wooden one preferably, I think works better. Now I have part way done a couple, of course, but when I did this one I had a lot longer bead, and I did find some more. But then, you know how things go, and I absolutely cannot find the longer ones again. I know that they came off, I don't know if you remember the seat, they used to make seat cover things out of them beads, and this was one of them beads off of an old one of them that I actually got from somewhere where I was shopping a long time ago, because I think I made that way back I made that. So I'll show you now. Well, it sort of was to the shape of this, only a bit thicker, but I'll show you how to do it on the round one. It just looks as good. I'm partly working on this one because I wanted to show you in a few stages, because this takes a little while to do. But this is a mauve one that I've done. I did it with wool. I just wanted to show the different variations of what you can do with it. So I've also done this one, but I wanted to show you the mistake in this one, and that is that I've put these parts here too far apart. So when you do that, you're actually that's not part of it. We won't look at that bit. This doesn't go together very nicely. See, you need it closer together like that. So we'll get onto that now, and I'll show you how I do it. Now I'm hoping that this will go. Now that was actually, yes, the teapot. I'm hoping that this is going to go long enough. This camera's going to hang out there for me, because, I don't know, you think, oh dear, I'm going to charge that. Now I'm going to have to do this tutorial because I want to get it done, because everybody wants to see how it's made. I have a lot of other things that I want to get done, and I will get to them. I'm not going to use this one. I use crochet cottons of all sorts. I use thin thread, like any sort of skinny, like a thread, just to do some sorts. I've got a very large arrangement of threads, like I said, so I'm lucky enough to pick from any, but you can do whatever you like to do yours. I'm going to use this yellow that I've got here, because it's a thicker one, and it won't take as long, but it'll still look really good. It's still, see, the wool this is done actually in a actual wool, and it is I think it was a baby wool, and it looks acrylic, but it isn't, which is really weird, because it costs you a lot of money, so you know it's wool when you pay a lot of money for it. Anyway, so, and that covers it fairly quick, but there's disadvantages to that too. It splits a little bit sometimes. It just depends, and probably won't look as delicate or whatever, you know. And of course, whatever the colours underneath, it might show through a bit, so you can decide yourself what you want to do about that. Okay, so now we'll have the piece of thread, and we will put it through here. You'll need a needle. One with a point would be good, but we'd probably need one without a point as well. Go through there for me, that's the way. And then we're going to tie a knot in that, okay? Bring it down to the end of where we are, and put a double knot in the end there, okay? Right, I'm going to thread this. I probably don't have enough to, that's another thing. It takes a real lot, but it's very, well, I found it quite easy to join, so I can show you too, if you run out of thread, how you put your other piece of thread in there. Now, because I've got this needle here at the moment, I don't know whether I have one with no, last name, I change my stuff around and I move things in and out and about, and therefore it's not obvious to where it is. But anyway, we won't worry about that. So now we want to go, so this is a pointy one, this needle, and we're going to go from the top to the bottom. So it's going to go in there and come out the bottom like that. I might have to just turn this fan on now. Sorry about that. I just need to have the fan going so I feel a bit more comfortable. I hope it's not making too much noise. Now we have another Go around again. Now this is going to depend on the size of the thing that you want to make. Now unless you have got a really, it doesn't take anybody that's expert at sewing or anything to do this. It's really easy. But unless you have done a bit of work before, it might be harder to do it on a smaller scale. It might be just a little bit harder if you used a smaller bead. You could try, that's okay. You don't want to be put off by me saying that, because that wouldn't be good. But if you want to make it smaller, you can. Now I'm going to do another. I want them to be not that far apart, okay, these strips. Come on, get in there, you. Okay, now I'm going to just spread them about a bit, and just check to see, because it depends on your bead how far apart. So we need another one up there. That one's right about right, I think. Maybe I should go with another one. For some reason this is loosening on me and I'm not happy about that. So we'll go through there again, okay? You can't have too many, I don't think. So then you've got all these little bits going through down the bottom and up through the top, okay? So we can turn this over now and start down here anyway. So I'm going to go back behind the first one, alright? And then I'm going to go behind it again and come through. And then I'm going to do the same with the next one. I'm going to go under there, and then I'm going to go under there again. Now this is really, really easy, like I said. It's not hard at all to do. It's going to catch if you don't have a needle. It's not got a point on it. Don't think it's going to bother me too much today. I get a bit used to being doing things the hard way sometimes when I do that. As you go on, you want to sort of make sure you spread these things out a bit as you go, like the little sections of it. And you just go back on behind there. Now you can do this in the same method that I did those, the other covered bead. You could do it in the same way. It just depends what sort of a design you want on your teapot, you see. That's the thing that you're looking for, the design on your teapot. Anybody can pick whichever way they want to do it, you know, it's up to you. There we go. So we're going to do that, and then we've got this tail here, but we want to keep that tail, so we're going to leave him there, and we're going to keep going around here, go under, and go back around and go under again, and just go under, and back around and under again. So you want to do that and keep going with that till you go all the way down the little teapot. Hope I didn't miss one. Hope not. You're sort of going under it twice. Under each one twice. If you go through it, it won't work because it'll get caught in your thread and it won't sort of push up there, you know, to cover it all. And as I get down further, you can see the effect of it. Now this looks like some sort of fruit to start with, doesn't it? Or a berry at the top. If you left it like that, it could probably look like, when I was doing it yesterday, what was I thinking? Is it a pomegranate thing or something? Pomegranate? I know I don't want a pomegranate. I don't know. I can't say it. I know a bit of fruit and things, but I don't know. And I've sort of crafted a lot of it too over the years. So there you go. That's how we're going to do this, okay? Now to save you sitting there watching me do all this all the way around here, I had to finish one up a bit further so I could get to the point where, so there you go, you're going to have that design and you just sort of push it up as you go, because it's just going to have that all the way down the outside of it. See that little rim, that edge. Okay, so then the reason I kept the tail on was I've gone too far with this, haven't I? I've got to show you how to do that. Oh goodness me, it's a blanket stitch, Sonia, and that's what you just need to do. So I made sure that both my tails ended up at the same place by either, if I was there, I took it through to the other side. So I had all the tails coming out here, right? So then I got a needle and cotton, And I hope that this has not lost anybody, because I'd be really upset if I've wrecked this and not showed you the proper way of how to do it. And then I just got the longest piece, like when I had it left over from the edge. And then I kept the longest piece, and I started down here, and I did just like a buttonhole stitch by going over all the pieces of thread together. Now that's not going to show you anything, is it? I might have to cut that off. I just got all the... We can do it on this one. Just use this bit of practice piece here that I've got a bit of extra there. So we've got these tails here, right? And you're going to remember now that I mucked this one up, so I should have made him tighter there so I could have showed you. So we've got the tails, the first tail and the last tail. Actually, I had three, didn't I? Might have done. And if they're not long enough, you can go and get another piece and you put it through the top and you bring it out the bottom here. Wait a minute. I'll have a knot. Now as I'm going through there, I'm going to feel that I can get a piece of that, catch a piece of the cotton in my knot, so that it doesn't pull all the way through, okay? Now you're going to get these tails here, and you're just going to put that under there. If that tail had been a bit longer, would have been a good idea if I'd have kept hold of him. We'll start that again, eh? Let's do that again. You get hold of them two, right? We can do it this way. And you go under there like that, and you go down, and you go under here like this, and you might have to go under there. Oops, I missed it. You loop it like you would if you were doing a buttonhole stitch, and for those of you that don't know how to do a buttonhole stitch, I probably have a video up on that, but we'll have to. So you got to go around in here. And you're doing up along these threads, right? You want to go up along these threads. This bit here I'm showing you now, that would have been easier for you to see it. This one here might be easy, I don't know. But that's how you do that. And then you bring it up so it's all, you've got this nice little edge. So mine curled up a bit as I was doing it, but you still have this nice little edge going down along there. This is for the handle, okay? So your handle, if you get him nice and straight, and you bring it down under the bottom, you have to get something and poke that up in there. That won't fit, will it? Get something a bit smaller than that. I must have a tiny little, there should be something here somewhere. It's because we need one, Sonia. I haven't got all day for this. Maybe this toothpick might work. So you push all that in there. Don't cut me off unless you just have to, you know, because I don't think you need to cut anything off it, really. I don't think I would. Okay. So there's your little handle. So you want to put it out whichever way you want it to be. You can either have set him up there nicely. Make sure you don't push it in too far, okay? So you've got it sitting there like that. Now, I'm not ready for this, am I? Because I didn't get me felt. I should have got some felt, and I might have a bit here close by, I hope. Righto. Now I need a piece of wire. I need a small piece of wire. Should have told you that too, I suppose, but I did have a couple of other things I had to do this morning before I started this, so I'm not sort of... You need to be a little bit more organised there, Sonia. Hang on a second. I won't be a minute. I'm just going to dive in this box under here and see if I can find the right colour wire. I've got everything else but the right colour. What colour's that? Purple I'm using. Purple. I need to cover it. It's going to be covered, so... Does it matter if I... Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So I want it to be nice now. But you definitely do need a piece of wire because I've got red. That's not going to work, but it will today. It'll have to work for me today. it'd be better if you could get yourself a nice piece of beading wire that's like a colour like, I don't know, whatever you're doing. It goes with whatever you're making, okay? Because then when you're covering it, it's not going to be so tedious to cover. Now I've doubled it over because I figured that needs to be a bit thicker than what it was. Then I'm going to get some glue. Put it right on the end there. Use this bit here that I've been... I'm sure I left that other ball outside. Yeah, not prepared at all, was I? I really was worried about this going flat, and I wanted to charge it again, so I put a bit out right on the end, a bit of cotton, and I'm just going to roll it round the spout. This is going to be the spout, okay? Just roll it like that, like so. Now, we're going to have to work on a good spout look. You know, you want to put this in a nice way. This is actually my own, very own technique of a teapot. Nobody else has done it. I did not get it off anybody else. I decided I did do a lot of I'm not happy because that's a bit thin there in that part, so I want to go back. I'm just going to undo it. I wanted to make a teapot, and I also do a pepper and salt shaker that I hadn't seen before. Because, so if you say to me, well, Sonia, you learn that to come out of my brains, and don't expect anything too amazing, okay? It does work, though. You're watching me do it, you know, it does work, yeah. So I can't blame anybody else if it goes wrong. It's all my fault. Okay. Now that little spout seems to be a bit funny looking, but it's not too bad. It's got its own character, doesn't it? It has its own character. There's a little bit of cotton coming off that. I'll just snip that off there. Righto. So we needed that to be, and you just want to eyeball it, see what you think, you know, you need it to be. And measure it here a bit, see what you think about the size of how it's going to go. Whether that should be at high, I don't think it should be that high. I think it should come down a bit lower. Mix that under a bit further. A teapot spout, and looks like maybe not a teapot spout. I don't know. Why isn't that looking properly for me? This one here I just turned out a little bit. This one, that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm getting too carried away there. I've got it just going all over the place. I'm going to cut that off there. Leave enough though that you're going to have to put it under the bottom. I think I put mine inside the bottom, okay? Just a tiny bit inside the bottom. Just so it'd be there. It doesn't have to turn over like I did that. It's up to you. Am I going the wrong way? I think I've gone and put it in the top. Trust you, Sonia. I'm going to put it in the bottom now. Watch me do that. The bottom is where I stuffed all that other thing in there, right? Now I'm going to be too long fiddling around with this, but this is what you need to do, okay? And we don't need our spout to look so peculiar, but just get the general idea of what I don't know why I can't fix that. That's just, you know, playing up on me something frightful. It's one of them days, I suppose. Probably not in the shot now, sorry. Put that up in there a bit further. Have that up there like that. You just want a tiny little spout on it. And if you can imagine that, I would tuck that under there and clear that up nicely, which I'm going to. Then, oh, come on, get in there. You could use a brad for the lid, because I might do that now, but before I used a button. You could use, if you've got a nice brad, that you particularly like or you think would be good enough. I might put this bigger one in there. But I put a button on, then I stuck a bead on top of the button, as you can see with this one here. So there's a button on. You can put a, no, the bread's not big enough, it's wrong, it's not working for me, that one. Let me see if I've got a little button in here that'll look good. A little button. It's not small enough, but that's the general idea, isn't it? Maybe it is, because the teapot lid's fairly good size. Actually, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. And then, if you had felt, which Sonya doesn't have any of at the moment, you would just cut it out to the size of the bottom, the base. I do have some that's over that way. I didn't think of it. I didn't think this out very good, did I? I just thought I need to do this because I don't want to let people down. I have got so much that I am fiddling around doing at the moment, and I don't like letting people down because, I don't know, and I know that a few people wanted to see this, so I'm really pleased that you've liked it. It's really nice. I don't know why I've got this so twisted, but anyway, you can make sure yours isn't that twisted, and I shouldn't be having to shake this. I only bought it yesterday, and I'm so excited I've got more glue. It wasn't the good one that I had before, but now you're going to put a piece of felt on the bottom, and that holds all your bits and pieces in. Or it's up to you. You can put a bit of fabric on it if you like. You could put a nice little circle of card or something to make it. It should sit. If you're going to put it onto a thing where the onto a dollhouse shelf or table or something, this should actually work because it's pretty flat. So there's your little lid. Actually, it's a big lid. The teapot does have a fair size lid on it, don't they? Yeah. Isn't that cute? I'd have gone with the same colour on the bottom, I think, if I was might even take that off, you know, while you're. But that was just what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to put, I must have a piece of purple felt, and I will put the purple felt on the bottom of it because I want it to look nice. You could put a couple of flowers on there if you liked, you know, just to, you know, give it a bit more, I don't know, a bit of an idea. Put a flower on the top even, that might look good too. I'm a big believer in doing it as you go. You know, you never know what you might come up with. I'll show you the salt shaker too here. Oh, that's not the right glue. I'll show you my little salt shaker idea too in a minute. Just give me a sec. I'm going to stick this little pink flower on the top of this. And then after, I might even put a little bead on the top of that. It breaks down so much orange. You know how it did look really orange, didn't it? And I've got to stick that bit down. And you don't want it to look really orange. And I think if you did this, you could do it with the teacup too, because you don't have to just do the rest but not the spout, if you had big enough beads. So there you go, that's my little teapot. He's not exactly as cool, I suppose, but I think he's not bad. And that's showing you how to do that, okay? Now I've got a, I'll come back and do the little one. I'll get myself sorted and then I'll show you how to do the pepper and salt shakers. I won't be a minute.